First Planet by Phil Whelans. Day 46. Let me entertain me.
Thank you, Gomez. Yes, that's a good question. And yes, we will be allowing people to go outside the dome without helmets from next week. Isn't that right, Mason?
Yeah. What we thought might be an excess of a helium-like element in the atmosphere wasn't.
No, after exhaustive testing and numerous biopsies, I've concluded that Marshall simply has a high voice.
It's not that high!
Yes, thank you, Marshall. Does that answer your question, Gomez?
Si.
Are you sure?
Si.
Well, before we adjourn, and while we've got the whole colony here, it saddens me to report that we've had our first case of littering, or attempted littering.
Litter a forethought.
Litter a forethought, yes. Instead of putting it into the compactor or the recycling unit, someone has attempted to blast their litter out of the airlock.
Yeah. Brian, may I?
Yes, go ahead, Mason.
Now, as I have explained many times, the air pressure outside the dome is the same as on the inside. So blasting something or someone out of the airlock, although very popular in science fiction films, just isn't feasible no matter how annoyed you are with them.
So, do we know who this scum-sucking little lout is?
Well, everyone's here, Carol, so it must be someone in this room.
Oh, right. Can I clarify? When I say scum-sucking...
Surely the airlocks are covered by CCTV.
Well, I watched a couple of hours yesterday, and I didn't see anything.
You watched a couple of hours of CCTV footage?
So?
Lillian, might I suggest that everyone on this colony would be comforted if they felt that we, in the steering committee, weren't spying on them 24 hours a day?
Oh, Carol, watching people on a monitor isn't spying.
It's the definition of spying.
Carol, I'm not getting the dictionary out again.
To be honest, I don't really watch the airlock anymore. I used to like it, but it's too slow. Not enough happens. I prefer the canteen.
The canteen's brilliant. Have you seen it? I'm hooked. It's my favourite. And I'll tell you what else I like. Loading bay.
Oh, yeah, loading bay's good, yeah. I find you can dip in and out of that and still follow it.
Right, can I suggest we bring this meeting to a juddering stop?
Yes, why not? We'll leave it there. Meeting adjourned.
Great. You know what? I might go and watch this.
What? You might go and watch the meeting we've just had?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great CCTV. I might come with you.
You know who I like? Gomez. See? Nothing, Gomez. We were just talking about... Gomez is such a disappointment in real life. Never meet your heroes.
So, let me see if I understand this. You all like to sit and watch old CCTV footage. Right, good, because that sets a
if something's really good, I'll stick with it.
Oh, absolutely.
But frankly, there's a lot of dross on.
Well, of course there is. It's CCTV.
What's engineering like?
Oh, it's good.
Yeah, it's like a grittier The Kitchen.
Oh, The Kitchen's brilliant, Carol. You'd love it. Set against the background of food preparation, the two main characters...
Whoa. Don't tell me what happens. Want to watch it from the beginning?
Light and fun I can just sort of veg out to. Nothing too dark.
Not too heavy.
Fitness room.
Fitness room.
Remember the fitness room when the gravity suddenly went up all over the base?
Oh, that was brilliant. Oh, we must have watched that. Oh,
we should watch that again.
Archer and that barbell.
Oh, I know.
The barbell didn't move, but
Archer went up in the air.
It's in my top 5 CCTV clips.
Well, it's timeless, isn't it? Archer letting go of the barbell and floating up.
Getting caught up in the ceiling fan.
Classic. And to think you wanted to go in there and help him.
You know, it's interesting. Once we've watched every minute of CCTV that's happened so far, we'll reach a point where we're watching CCTV of ourselves watching CCTV we're watching of us watching CCTV.
Wow.
Yes, they call it Davina's paradox.
Lillian, that was like a TED talk. I'm going to watch that again tonight.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Can't you see what's going on here? We've no artistic life. No theatre, music, dancing, sport. That's why you're all watching CCTV. We're starved of culture.
As well as food.
I'm doing my best. Nothing grows.
You know, Carol's right. The overpowering urge to express itself is felt by even the most primitive society.
That's right.
I mean, there is some excellent Scottish jazz.
Well, I may have a solution to our lack of arty-fartiness.
You've written a play about the Third Reich and you want us all to be in it.
Right, I'm not telling you.
Lillian, please. Mason didn't mean it.
Very well. Do any of you know Hopkin?
Yes. Sits on his own a lot.
Yeah, doesn't really seem to mix.
I sense solitude.
Archer, have you been here the whole time?
I was in the air vent.
Well, yesterday Richard brought Hopkin to my surgery.
Yeah, I just happened to see him on the CCTV. He was down by the waste compactor. He looked really pale. He was talking to himself and he'd made a sort of cloak out of all his towels.
What did you do?
I watched about 20 minutes, then I watched a bit of Loading Bay.
Ooh, which one?
Oh, the one where Dalglish does a stock check.
Oh, Loading Bay is awesome.
Richard, Mason.
Sorry, so I went down to see if Hopkin was all right.
And?
Well, when I say he's made a cloak out of his towels, that's instead of using them in any kind of washing routine.
Oh, dear.
So Richard brought him to me, and it was quite clear that he was under the influence of a powerful opiate.
What?
How?
Lucky sod.
Yes, he'd managed to make an hallucinogenic drink out of a mixture of bark from one of Carol's trees and floor polish.
He killed my tree.
He drank my floor polish.
This is incredible.
I changed his blood and put in a temporary stomach, but I'm afraid he escaped and attempted to hurl himself to his death.
This is a one-storey structure. There's nowhere high enough.
He turned up the gravity in his quarters to its highest setting and jumped off the bed.
Once I stabilised him, by which I mean I sewed his skin to the bed so he couldn't move, I looked at his medical history.
And?
I think I've discovered the cause of his problems.
Is it space sickness?
No. Apparently he's a poet.
What?
He's colony poet. I looked at his file.
We've got a poet.
Boring.
Well, that explains everything. The cloak, the lack of hygiene, the floor polish. They must have thought a poet was the most efficient way to bring some culture with us.
What do you mean?
Well, all a poet needs is a pen, some paper, and easy access to a powerful intoxicant.
Well, yeah.
Think about it. Coleridge, Dylan Thomas, Pam Ayres. Lillian, is he strong enough to have visitors?
He's weak, listless, malnourished.
So, yes, he's fine. Okay, let's go.
Hopkin, you've got a visitor.
Good grief, he looks awful. Looks like he's dead.
Yes, I think it helps them get funding.
Hello there.
Brian Palmer, is that you?
Yes. How are you feeling?
Oh, Brian, my heart is black
It's not. I've checked.
and heavy as an inky cloak that mutes its own beating, like a bird with its beak glued shut.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
No, I'm having a lovely day.
Oh, but the floor polish, the jumping off the bed.
Experiences, Brian. Ingredients for my slam of poetry. Brian, have you never eaten a watch or sellotaped a vole to your cheek just to feel the unfelt?
What was the first one?
Brian, I can't wait to begin work.
Work?
Writing poetry.
Work?
My task as Planet Laureate is to document and commemorate, documemorate each incident of note here in this crucible of life, from the moment we landed like a sycamore seed on a mossy forest floor until, dare I say it, my own state funeral many decades hence.
But how can you, docummemorate your own funeral? Won't you be dead?
Sorry, work?
Oh, my eulogy is already written. Yes, it came to me in an absinthe-fueled trance on my 12th birthday.
But what if more things happen to you?
As long as they rhyme with the things I've already done, I'll be fine.
Well, I should warn you, Carol's thinking of trying to grow oranges.
Brian, we'll begin today.
Oh, well, we're not in any rush for a poem.
Oh, Brian, heart of a lion, leader revered,
Oh, well,
loved, not feared, sharp of mind and very kind.
I'll find you a pen. We might have some more floor polish.
Hello, Archer.
Hello, Mason. I was drawn here by a strong sense of alarm.
Hang on a sec. I'll switch off the alarm. Glad you're here, Archer. Thing is, I may have just slightly damaged the floor. It might need
Polishing. I can't. The polish is all gone.
Yeah, I was going to say replacing. I dropped something heavy.
That's a big hole.
And explosive. Hence the alarm. The computer's programmed to alert us to any explosion.
Oh, in case we don't notice the explosion.
Yeah, tell me about it. Yeah. That alarm is way too sensitive. Any loud noise sets it off. It's health and safety gone mad.
I might watch that explosion later on CCTV.
So, Archer, what about this poet, eh?
That's why I'm here. I came here to be with Carol's plants, in case the poet attacks them and tries to turn them into drugs again.
Or reads poetry to them.
The plants are my friends. I hear them. I listen to them.
Listen to them what? Rustling?
No. As an empath, I am attuned to the feelings not only of humans, but of all living things.
All living things?
And non-living things.
Non-living things?
Yes.
Golf balls?
Yes.
Hair straighteners?
Yes.
Driving gloves?
Yes.
Hummus?
Yes.
Trawlers?
Yes.
Biscuits?
Yes.
Shopping centres?
Depends on the size.
Leggings?
Footless?
Archer, you are...
An empath.
Yeah.
Hello, Mason. Archer.
Hello, Carol.
Oh, that's a big hole in the floor. Oh, let me guess. You've developed something that's both explosive and very easy to drop.
Those are its two main properties, yes? I don't know what to call it.
Bomb?
No, I wouldn't call it... Oh, yeah. That was a waste of time.
So, Mason, what do you make of this poet? I can't wait to meet him.
Well, Carol, I'm a man of steel science, and mine are simple pleasures. The kind of shows I enjoyed back on Earth were usually prefixed with the word nude, or monster, or occasionally Clarkson. Yeah.
And so, in here, Hopkin, is our laboratory where we... Ah, perfect. Here they all are. Everyone, this is our colony
poet, Hopkirk.
Hopkin.
I sense a mood in here of intense inquiry, of discovery. Science lives in this room.
Oh, you're probably sensing me sensing that.
Hopkin, this is...
Yes, Carol. She who coaxes fruit from the reluctant soil.
Oh, well, I do vegetables as well.
Our planet's bounteous loins open at the gentle caress of this young woman's hands.
Mason.
That's all right, Brian.
Oh, go ahead, Mason.
No, I'd finished.
And you, Mason, as Mason carves in stone and rock, so you the laws of physics shape and bend to your imagining.
Mason, have you blown a huge hole in the floor?
Shut up, Brian. He was on a roll.
And this is...
Archer. I haven't got anything about him. Brian, I sense endeavour. Within these walls, giant strides being made.
Yeah, I'm picking up on that too.
Brian, a poem is forming.
Oh, great. Well, that's terrific.
Let's hear this poem, shall we? Where do you want us, Hopkins? Standing? Sitting?
Yeah, how do you listen to a poem? I mean, I can lean on this if you like.
Get off.
No, I'm ready.
Great. And... action.
What are you doing?
I don't know. I'm completely out of my depth.
Go on, Hopkins.
Oh, science!
What the hell?
Hang on a sec. Oh, the computer thought you'd exploded, Hopkins.
Oh, but I must project.
Well, any loud noise sets it off.
It's health and safety gone mad.
Oh, well,
No, that poetry won't work, I'm afraid.
Bad poetry, Mason.
Well, I'm no critic, and we only heard the first word.
Science.
But it was too loud.
Well, I can...
Let's avoid that word then, Hopkin. I think it's too loud.
Well, it's not
Yeah,
the word.
I agree with Mason. It was modern, I'm sure, controversial even, but it set the alarm off, so...
But I hadn't...
It was bollocks.
I'm sorry, Hopkin. I'm sure you put a lot of work into that word.
Good first effort.
Exactly, and I hope this criticism's been useful. It's so subjective, I know.
Look, I won the T.S. Eliot Prize.
Back to the drawing board, Hopkin, I think.
Right. Bloodied yet unbowed, I exhaled to lick my wounds. Farewell!
Hopkin, shh, the alarm.
Yes, sorry. Remember me.
Good notes, everyone.
I thought literary criticism would be quite difficult.
I don't want to brag, but I mean, I found that quite easy.
Is it just me, but... science, I mean, doesn't even rhyme.
I'd like the yam soup, please, Donnelly, and the butternut squash. Is that cloned?
Hello, Lillian.
Oh, hello, Richard.
What the hell is that supposed to mean?
I beg your pardon.
Get out of my way, Lillian. Donnelly, I'll have the cloned butternut risotto.
He pushed in, Donnelly.
Want to make something of it?
What? Yes, I do.
Okay, Hotshot, you and me, let's go. Lillian, pretend we're arguing.
We are arguing. Well, not for much longer.
It's for the CCTV. Make it a bit more exciting. Is that a syringe?
Yes, it is.
Nice touch. We can watch this later. Pretend to stick it in me. Ow!
Pretend? I don't know how to pretend. I'm a doctor, not Meryl Streep.
Lillian?
Oh, hello, Mason. It's butternut risotto today.
Yeah, never mind. Oh, butternut, really? Yeah. Have you sedated Richard?
That's right. He pushed in. Asked me to sedate him, and he wants to watch it later. What was that alarm I heard?
Yeah, apparently our early warning system can detect poetry. This butternut's nice.
Yes, you can really taste the cloning. Come on, Richard, wake up. Your risotto's getting cold.
So, Richard here is trying to make real life more interesting so that when we sit down and watch old CCTV recordings, the storylines are better.
Yes.
Well, I never thought I'd say this, but I think he's onto something.
Me too. On the face of it, he seems an idiot.
But?
There's no but.
Hello, Mason. Hello, Dr. Lillian Pointer.
Hello, Archer. It's
seafood
butternut
lasagna.
squash risotto.
Hello, Mason. Hello, Archer. Oh, this looks nice.
What have you been up to,
You want to
Archer?
know what I've been up to?
Yep.
I repaired a bracket in the recycling plant.
Recycling plant. Not my favourite.
Recycling plant, yes, needs something plot-wise. Otherwise, it's just a show about recycling.
Any hilarious mishaps, Archer?
Not really.
Oh, come on, Archer. Something must have happened.
I mean, it doesn't have to be high concept, Archer. When we say hilarious, it can be character-driven.
Perhaps he fell in love. Did you fall in love, Archer?
Well, it was a bracket, so no.
Damn it, Archer, give us something!
Archer, a chair, a bracket, a screwdriver, it's all there. Richard Curtis would have spun comedy gold from those things.
You have got to start pulling your weight, Archer.
I swear to God, Archer, we are trying to produce 744 hours of quality CCTV a month.
Richard, are you saying we might need to replace Archer with someone more in your face?
Now I am. You know what this industry's like, Lillian?
Archer, I want 10 ideas for CCTV episodes on my desk by tomorrow morning.
How fleshed out do they need to be?
Right, back in a sec.
Where are you going?
I'm going to get some pudding. I might pull a gun on Donnelly. That'll make for good viewing.
Hopkin, come in. Welcome to my humble, domicile.
Domicile, yes, Brian, yes. Domicile. Get those words working for you, Brian. Working hard, low pay, no lunch hours.
Yes, well...
Appalling working conditions.
Yes, I've got it.
Right. I, in turn, am honoured to be invited within the warm, welcoming folds of your inner sanctum.
Oh, thanks very much. I'm charmed and, richened
No.
to have you. Some music. Computer, Beethoven.
Oh, Beethoven, I gotta hear it again today.
No.
No, the German one.
Stop
Brian, I sensed you might have a moment alone.
Hello, Archer.
Except for Hopkins.
What is it, Archer?
I thought I might be able to contribute to the cultural life of the colony.
You?
You, Archer? You rascal! Hiding your light under a bushel? Well, the more the merrier.
Oh, no, Brian. That's dangerous thinking. There were more of them in New Kids on the Block than there were in Bob Dylan.
Well, what are you up to, Archer?
I'm writing a novel.
A novel?
A novel?
A novel? What sort of novel?
Science fiction.
Science fiction?
Science fiction. It's a popular genre.
Well, normally that's true, but in this case, your 28 potential readers already live in a geodesic dome on a planet light years from Earth.
Oh, I hadn't thought of that.
Well, let's take a look. Archer,
Yes?
don't you think that in the future, people wouldn't actually call things futuristic?
How do you mean?
Well, like here, when your character, Moulinex, says, it's a bit chilly out, so he puts on his futuristic jacket.
Well, in the future, jackets might be very big, or you might take them as a pill.
Yes, but can you see what I mean? They wouldn't call it futuristic.
Ah.
Yes.
They'll have another word for it.
No. I mean, to them, it's the present.
No, it's definitely the future.
But they don't think it's the future.
Ah, I see.
Yes.
They've been brainwashed.
No.
They're robots.
No.
You see, Brian, in the wrong hands, the novel is like a grenade or some heroin. Archer, I'm afraid you made something of a buffoon out of yourself.
Now, don't be discouraged, Archer. Keep at it.
Don't keep at it.
No, don't keep at it.
Thanks for the feedback. If you need me, I'll be in the recycling plant. I might fall off a chair.
Well, Hopkin, it's been inspirational. I'll leave you here in my quarters to write. Don't touch or wear any of my towels.
Sensationnel, mon brave.
Oh, avec pomme de terre.
Oh, Mason.
Lillian, you molten slab of woman.
Oh, Mason, how I've longed for your hands to be where they are now.
What on earth?
Hello, Brian. What brings you here to the corridor?
Mason? Lillian? I'm flabbergasted.
Yes, so, Mason, were you able to see if my bra says hand wash only?
I can't believe it.
Oh, it's no good, Mason. I can't keep up this pretense any longer.
Oh, that's a relief. You had me going. I thought for a moment you two really were.
Mason, I love Brian.
What?
It's true, Mason. Brian is king of my heart, while you are merely Earl of my pants.
Brian, is this true?
No, I...
You bastard.
Is that a sword?
All right, Brian. Defend yourself. Oh, help me get these trousers up, Lillian.
Right.
All right, Brian. Defend yourself. Hup.
You've leapt onto a table. Is this a dream?
Brian, catch!
I don't want a sword.
That's you.
No one says that. What's happening to me?
Stop!
Oh, Richard, thank God. I might need you to pinch me.
Mason, get down off that table and pull up your trousers.
What is it, Richard?
I've got some terrible news.
You heard him, Brian. A radiation leak.
There's a radiation leak.
What is it, Richard?
I think we might have gone wrong somewhere.
We'll need someone to suit up and vent the steam valve.
No, I say that.
Never mind, moving on. Mason, you say...
Brian, you go. I'm not heroic enough.
No, of course not. I'll go. As commander of this base, it behoves me...
Marvellous.
...to make the ultimate sacrifice for the people of this colony. Just let me grab my radiation suit. Hopkin, what did I say about my towels?
This is going brilliantly. Brian's a natural.
Is Archer in position in the nuclear core?
Yep, and he makes a really convincing alien. Does he? He makes Alien versus Predator look like Alan Bennett versus Lulu.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but a love affair, a sword fight, a radiation leak, an alien in the nuclear core. Archer's script is excellent. He really knows how to write for CCTV.
He ought to write science fiction.
Right, I'm off to the nuclear core. Wish me luck.
Brian, let me come with you. I should documentarize this moment of heroism, especially if you die. Ideally, if you die.
I'm afraid I can't allow that, Hopkin. It's simply too dangerous.
No! Okay, then.
Mason, if anything should happen to me, look after Lillian, won't you? Although what she and I had was fleeting, and I didn't actually know about it. In many ways, I'll treasure it, whatever it was.
I'll go with you, Brian. We can't let our love for the same woman stand in the way of the safety of every man, woman, and small man on this base.
Goodbye, you two. And Godspeed.
And to think I'm pregnant. But with whose child?
What's going on? Where are Brian and Mason off to?
Oh, Carol.
Why is Brian in a radiation suit?
Carol,
Why has Mason got a sword?
Well, all good questions.
And why are you doing up your bra?
No, except that one. Carol, you are just in time.
What am I in time for? You're up to something. What are you up to? Why aren't I up to it?
Carol, we are so glad you're here. Now, I don't know if you've been to the canteen in the last 20 minutes and noticed all the chairs laid out and a stage and balloons and bunting.
The art department has done an amazing job.
What? Because in 10 minutes' time, we want you to present the inaugural Planet XB1174 Poetry Prize to Hopkin here.
A poetry prize? For me? For his groundbreaking poem, Science, which was a critical and commercial failure on its first performance...
Yesterday.
Yesterday, but which history has re-evaluated and now many see as a classic of the one-word poem genre.
And you want me to present it? Amazing. Have I got time to change into my futuristic dress? In are the unsung heroes. It might not be obvious what they do, but they're always quietly beavering away in the background, making everyone else look good. So it only remains for me to present this award, this heavy and easy-to-drop award, this strangely familiar... Where have I seen this? Anyway, this award goes to Hopkins!
Thank you, Carol. Let me get my notes.
Where are Brian, Mason and Archer? They should be here for Hopkins' special moment.
When I wrote science, it went through literally dozens of drafts.
They're off at the other location.
What do you mean, location?
You know.
No, she doesn't know.
You don't know.
Most of those drafts I scrunched up and blasted out of the airlock.
He's the scum-sucking little out.
But finally, I got it right.
Oh, kill him.
Oh, this could be the best episode of Canteen ever.
Run, Mason, run!
Oh, my God! What's that?
Oh my God, what's that?
Good old Archer, he makes a hell of an alien.
Wait a minute. That award. It's the droppable explosive thing from Mason's lab.
Keep that alien away from me, Brian.
Hopkins, don't drop that.
My award!
There's that bloody alarm again. Health and safety gone mad.
Well, that was quality CCTV. I had no idea what you were doing. Keeping me out of the loop would normally make me furious, but thinking I might be killed by an alien, that's what made my performance so natural, so real, beautifully written, Archer.
Yes, well done, Archer.
Really good stuff.
Excellent.
And Hopkins was brilliant. That death scene will stay with me for a long time. As has some of Hopkins.
Mason, what you've all made is a snuff movie.
Now, Carol, that was an accident. How was Archer to know that Hopkins would drop the heavy, explosive award that Archer fetched from Mason's lab simply because Archer terrified him suddenly, dressed as a horrific alien monster?
Yes, Carol, I'm an empath and I didn't see it coming.
Well, I think it behoves me to say a few of Hopkins' favourite
Drugs.
Words.
Hopkins
told me he'd written his own eulogy during a drink rampage when he was 12. I found it hidden among his cravats, so I thought I'd give it a read.
Excellent idea.
Go ahead, Brian.
The life of a poet called Hopkins was comparable to Janis Joplin. His legend eroded the day he exploded, and they wrapped up his body in poplin.
Yeah, poetry's rubbish, isn't it?
Yeah, complete waste of time.
I liked it.
That was My First Planet, starring Nicholas Lyndhurst as Brian, Vicki Pepperdine as Lillian, Tom Goodman-Hill as Mason, Phil Whelans as Archer, Letty Butler as Carol, and John Dorney as Richard, with special guest Tom Tuck as Hopkins. It was written by Phil Whelans and the producer was David Tyler. The programme was a positive production for the BBC. My First Planet by Phil Whelans. Day 49, Day Trip to Terror.
Right, well, that's meeting over. Unless anyone's got anything else? Anything else? No? Meeting over?
Get on with it.
I haven't got nothing of anything.
So, meeting over, yes? Lillian, you're nodding?
Yes, we've finished.
Richard, you're nodding?
Yes, I'm nodding. Meeting over.
Well, I'm nodding. Mason, nodding?
Yep, nodding.
Carol, meeting over? Was that a nod? Are you nodding?
Yes, I'm nodding.
Are you nodding that yes, you were nodding, or nodding that yes, meeting over?
Yes, Brian, I think you're trying to pad out this meeting.
Well, it's just that we can't go anywhere. We're stuck.
Brian, I need to get down off this table and go and do some work.
Mason, how long do you think it'll take for the floor to cool down?
And isn't it a bit mad having underfloor heating that goes up so high you could fry an egg on it?
Well, once Archer's fixed it, it'll be half an hour at most.
I'm not sure this chair can cope. Not with two people standing on it.
Well, Richard, when the floor suddenly became molten hot and I shouted, "Quick, up on a chair!" I didn't mean the same one as me.
I know, but the split second I saw you go for this one, my musical chairs training kicked in.
Well, it's not a barrel of glass up here on this shelf. Very narrow, and I'm starting to feel there may be a cactus.
Have you all finished?
Yes, Sorry, Mason, you really did draw the short straw.
Mason, when the floor suddenly heated up, what on earth made you leap vertically into the air and hang from the light fitting?
Yeah, well, I didn't want these shoes to singe. They're really nice.
You jumped 5 feet vertically into the air. You must really like those shoes.
Yeah. The irony is that all the blood has drained out of my arms and is now in my feet, making the shoes too tight.
Hello.
Oh, Archer, you're standing on the floor. Good work.
Thanks. I managed to... Ow. I managed to fix the thermostat.
Archer, your shoes are smoking.
Yes, it takes a while to... Ow.
Takes a while for the floor to cool down.
Archer, aren't you in pain?
No, I use deep meditation technique. Ow. To suppress
the pain, yes. Does it work?
Yes.
Archer, you're
on fire.
an idiot.
Listen, everyone, if we get out of this ungrilled, I've got some exciting news.
No, Mason, don't try to speak. We'll come to your lab later. Your arms need time to reshorten themselves.
So, Mason, how are the arms?
I've given Mason the once-over. He's a centimetre taller and his posture is now fabulous. On the downside, his arms are dangerously long and he won't be able to point at anything for quite a while.
Does anything you're about to tell us involve pointing, Mason?
I'd go so far as to say it is essential. Yeah.
Well, perhaps, Richard, you could take the pointer and stand over by the screen?
Absolutely. You can count on me.
You're holding the wrong end?
Right you are.
All right. Well, as you may know, decades before we came here, an unmanned planetary rover like this one, Richard, thank you, was sent up to explore the planet and send back images. Next slide. It was launched from Kazakhstan. Yeah, that's Mallorca. That's Canada. Yup, Leicester. And now you're just guessing.
Sorry, Mason, it's the pressure.
Yeah, next slide. The entire project cost £6 billion.
No, Richard, that's just a sentence. The entire project cost £6 billion.
Yeah, all right, Richard, I can take it from here. Right. The rover then detached from its orbiter, landed on the planet, and began transmitting.
Where's all this leading, Mason?
Well, the images took 5 years to travel back to Earth and were totally indistinct, no matter how minutely they were analysed.
I remember this. Several decades and £6 billion. The biggest waste of time and money since Annie Hall 3D.
Why are you telling us this, Mason?
Well, by my reckoning, the rover should be quite near here. I thought we could go and find it, see what went wrong.
Oh my God, an expedition.
Fantastic, Brian.
Right. Yep. A mission. Right. An actual mission. Okay. Our first time outside the dome. Well, this is going to need commanding. And as colony commander, I should command. Okay, right. Let the commanding begin. I command you all to... No, that's too strong.
Brian, breathe.
Yes, you're right. Lungs, I command you to breathe.
Brian.
Well, I suppose we need to decide who goes.
Yes, good. Well done, Carol. So, a search and retrieve mission, right? So, Hammond's job is mapping, so he should go. Watkins is our geologist.
Yeah, I should be there if we find the rover.
I should check out the local flora if there is any.
You'll certainly need a medical officer.
As an empath, I sense that I want to go.
And as a handyman, you should go, Archer, just in case something breaks.
Well, that's probably enough.
Yep. Excellent leadership, Brian.
Okay, let's suit up.
Well, what? Hang on, what about me?
I'm sorry, Richard. Essential personnel only. It's a command decision, I'm afraid. Maybe next time.
Oh. Brian's right, Richard.
Yes.
Why don't you and Brian hold the fort here?
We can hold the fort here while we can... What? No. Me? No. Well, there's got to be a mission commander.
Oh, I see. No.
No, Brian, you should stay here.
Brian, we've lost one colony commander already. We'd look pretty slapdash if we lost another.
But I want to come.
Okay, why not? You can select yourself.
Oh, thank you, Mason. You won't regret this. You won't know I'm there. I'll command really quietly.
All right, I'd better start getting getting my equipment together.
Yes, yes. Oh, this is going to be terrific. Just imagine. Oh.
Attention all colonists.
Richard, what are you doing?
Attention all colonists. Your steering committee is currently planning...
Richard, stop it.
No. Your steering committee is currently planning to... Lillian, what are you doing with that syringe? They're planning to...
Lillian, stop it. You can't do that.
Brian, if you don't use tranquilizer, it goes off.
No, Lillian, stay away.
All right, Richard, you can come.
Brilliant. Thanks, Brian. Your steering committee is currently planning a cake. That is all.
That threw them off the scent.
Well, now we've got to make a cake.
Oh, they'll probably... Ow! Lillian, I've stopped.
Yes, which made it easier.
Yeah.
Brian, can you zip me up?
Yes, of
You're
course.
passing those overshoes.
Everyone check your neck seals are airtight. Now, before we get in the vehicle...
What was that noise?
Oh, that was me.
What have you got that makes a sound that nothing the rest of us have got one of makes?
Aha. Well,
Has whatever it is been discussed and approved by the rest of us?
no, but this is very
So it's
exciting.
an unauthorised electronic sound.
Lillian.
What else have you been hiding from us, Brian? A harem?
Give it a rest, Lillian. It's just a noise.
So are Pol Pot's speeches.
It's my personal handset.
Well, mine doesn't do that. It doesn't do anything.
Nor does mine.
I dropped mine down the loo. Don't know if that matters because I don't know what it does. For all I know, it's doing it.
Yeah, what are they actually for?
Mason, didn't you design them?
Yeah.
Well, our communications man, Hazelmere, has set up a frequency for us to send messages on them.
Oh, that's useful. So can everyone send each other messages?
Well, Hazelmere says we should sync our device to those of the people we talk to most.
Oh, that sounds good. I've got my handset with me. Carol, I'll sync mine with yours.
We share the same quarters. What's the point in... Oh, hang on a sec. I've got a message.
I know. It's for me.
It's rather fun, isn't it? Now, who wants...
Mason, I'm syncing with you.
Right.
Carol, I should keep tabs on you.
Well, I'm ready to sync with...
My handset's just pinged. Oh, and again.
Yep, that's me.
And me.
So, we're all synced up.
Yeah.
We're in the loop.
Well, not quite. Are we forgetting anyone?
Oh, yes, you're right. Everyone else on the base.
Excellent.
Right, so how many people are you synced up to, Carol?
28.
Me too. Lillian?
28.
Yep, 28. Archer?
28.
Brian?
6.
Oh, dear.
Oh, dear.
Hazelmere and you 5, I expect.
No, not me. I got your request. I've just been a bit busy.
Well, can't you do it now?
I'm busy.
But you're talking to me.
Busy.
Carol, how...
Brian, not now. I've just got a message from Lillian.
Here we are. The Exploration Vehicle Hangar.
It's a garage, isn't it? Does anyone call a spade a spade?
Oh, good point. Did we bring a soil displacement device?
A what?
A spade.
Thank you.
Everyone got everything?
Yes, copy that.
Yep.
I am prepared.
Carol, that's a huge amount of equipment for just one day.
It's inside my baggage allowance.
We haven't got an allowance.
It'll fit in the overhead locker, don't you worry. Luggage nasty.
Wow, I can't believe it. We're finally going out in the exploration vehicle.
All right. Everyone in?
I call shotgun.
And you, Archer.
Is this shotgun? Don't know what shotgun is. Let's say this is shotgun. I'm shotgun.
Well, shift up, Mason. I'll drive.
No, that's all right, Brian. I've already got my driving gloves on. Look.
Yeah, but I'm mission commander.
Yeah, well, I helped design the vehicle. Anyway, you are an awful driver.
You've never seen me drive.
He doesn't have to. I fed in data from your file and we ran a simulation.
What did... No.
Virtual you stopped in a box junction and got a £60 fine.
Well, that's outrageous. You know it's a scam. I'll complain to the local... No, hang on. No, I'm making an executive decision. I'm driving. Shift up, Mason.
All right.
That's better. Now then, just put the... Better get the... Mason,
Yep.
is there a steering wheel?
Nope.
But how...
It's voice activated.
Oh, right. Go.
Nope.
Start.
No.
Forward.
No.
Giddy up.
Giddy up.
Mason, you better drive. I'll navigate.
Right you are. Giddy up.
What?
Forward.
I said those.
Airlock open. Doors open. Garage doors. Garage doors open. Doors. What's another word for door?
Well, whatever it is, we don't really need it now, do we?
So wait a minute. If it's voice activated, why have you got driving gloves?
Christmas present.
Oh.
How are things in the observation position, Archer?
I'm feeling my way around these controls. I sense this opens the sunroof. I sense this opens the sunroof. I sense I'll need the instruction manual.
All right, hang on, everyone. I'm putting my foot down. Foot down.
Are we there yet?
Well, you've got the map.
Yeah, but there are no landmarks since Archer blew up that hill. Might as well be looking at the back of the map.
You are looking at the back of the map. Give it here.
No.
Give it to me.
Stop it, you two.
Oh, Brian, tell him to give me the map.
Tell her to blow it out of her...
Now stop it, you two.
Yes. Sorry.
Any more from either of you and it's tranquilizer time.
Oh, this is it. I've got a message from the colony on my personal handset.
Me too, it's from Carshalton.
All right. Now, we knew this would happen, but we can't let them know what we're doing.
What does it say?
I'm not really sure. He sent us a photograph of his dinner and the word yum.
What can it mean?
No idea.
Why would someone photograph a meal and send the picture to everyone they know?
I've got it too. He sent it to all of us. Brian, did you get it?
No. Our request is pending, apparently.
Oh, perhaps it's some kind of veiled threat.
Perhaps they know we're doing this without them.
We have to assume the colonists are onto us.
Archer, what do your instincts say?
I sense the meal is a metaphor. The pasta symbolises grief.
Why do we still ask Archer?
Lillian, Archer is a valued member of our team.
Sorry.
Well, we have to reply, otherwise they'll get suspicious.
Richard, just put something non-committal.
I don't know. Give it a thumbs up.
What? Well, that doesn't make sense.
No, Carol, Mason might be onto something. Mad though it sounds, expressing a kind of general approval of Carshalton's picture may buy us time. Go on, Richard.
Right, here goes. Thumbs.
Yeah, remember there's a B in thumb.
Mason, shouldn't you be out front driving?
Look, I told you, it's voice controlled. Faster.
Yes, but don't you need to look where you're going?
Oh, Brian, what are we going to hit? Another car? Yeah, that's why I don't have insurance. There's as much chance of us hitting...
Scalpel. Thank you. Blood pressure? 100/60. Better get a move on then. Clamp.
I can't believe Lillian's operating on herself.
I know. I feel sick.
Swab.
Why is she doing all the parts?
I have to do all the parts, Richard, otherwise I can't remember what comes next. Swab, I said, hurry up!
God, she's even hard on herself.
Suture? Why, thank you. Just a little joke there. Seriously though, suture.
Hello, you two. I've checked the debris field. There's no sign of the black box. I love that box. Had my lunch in it. How's Lillian getting on?
She's reattached her nose and now she's sewing her hand back on.
How does she thread the needle?
She's supple. Scarily supple.
Blood pressure dropping. Pass the defibrillators. Thank you. Okay, charging. Clear. Oh! And again. Oh! We've got her. She's back. I'm back.
How's Mason, Brian?
See for yourself.
Oh, my God. Mason! Oh, no.
Mason, he's coming round. Mason?
Oh, Brian. Oh, Carol, Richard, you're the guys I crashed into that massive tree with, remember?
Mason, don't try to speak.
Lillian's given you something for the pain.
Has she? I'm in incredible pain.
I know. She didn't have anything to stop the pain.
No. I haven't felt pain like this since boarding school.
So she's injected you in the brain with something that replaces the sensation of distress with a feeling of nostalgia.
Oh, Brian. You had me at injected in the brain, but then you've always explained things beautifully.
Mason, there's no easy way to say this. You're trapped under the vehicle.
Yeah, I remember when I was inside the vehicle. Simpler times.
Mason, everything below your waist is pureed.
Pureed bananas. My mum.
Lillian can fix you up once we get back to the dome, can't you, Lillian?
Just a second, Brian. Take 2 of these, get plenty of rest. I don't have time to rest. Sorry, Brian, you were saying?
Welcome back, Lillian. Your nose and hand look as good as new.
Oh, don't patronise me, Brian. Where's Archer?
We can't find him.
We looked everywhere, Lillian. He must be crushed in the wreckage.
He was a great man, wonderful in his way.
I'm up here.
I can almost hear him now. I'm up here, he used to quip.
No, he is. Look!
Archer, what are you doing in that tree?
When we hit it, I was thrown clear and I landed in its branches. I'm trying to gauge its mood. I think it might be angry.
Are you all right?
I'm fine. Although in the explosion, my trousers were thrown clear.
Well, come down, Archer.
Yes, Archer, we need you down here.
And I'm worried that viewing you from below is bad for morale.
Brian, we need to get Mason back.
Get back, what a song.
Once the drugs wear off, his sense of nostalgia will be replaced by a sense of excruciating pain.
I can't remember the last time I was in this much pain.
Oh my God, it's happening already.
Richard, is your personal handset working?
Yep, I sent out an SOS.
What did you say?
I wrote, not happy, and look, I've done a face, frowning.
Outstanding, Richard. With any luck, they'll be really sympathetic and they'll wonder what's wrong.
Brian, shouldn't some of us go for help?
You're right, Carol. Time for me to make some big decisions. Well, we know Mason can't be moved.
Oh, nonsense. Terms of endearment have me in tears.
So, Lillian, you stay here with Mason. Carol, you and I head off. And Archer, you stay here with
Lillian and Mason.
Come with us.
Come with you.
Brian, we should get moving. I'll pack some equipment.
Okay, Carol. Archer, let's make a start.
Now, Brian, we may not see you again.
Yes, Lillian?
Hmm? No, just thinking out loud, that's all.
Oh, well, goodbye.
Lillian,
Yes, Mason.
do you remember Brian, Carol and Archer? They were great. Whatever happened to them?
We haven't gone yet, Mason.
I wonder how far we've walked.
No idea. Oh, Carol, let's rest. Archer's flagging.
I'm fine.
I think we should try and make it to that next ridge before sundown.
Carol, are you using a sextant?
Well, I don't want to rely on just the telescope.
You brought a telescope?
Yeah, it's on a headband, and look, I've got a torch on a headband, and these are night vision goggles on a headband.
And what's that?
That's a headband on a headband, in case I need to hold my hair back.
Carol, you brought a lot of equipment for a one-day trip.
Well, somebody should be prepared.
Yes, but...
Have you finished with the shark repellent?
Oh, yes. Glad to see you're taking this expedition so seriously.
Thank you.
One thing, you've joined us together with rope, even though we're just walking along.
Brian, you might want to play fast and loose with our lives, but I'm damned if I will.
Are you wearing crampons?
Yes, Brian. It'll be sundown in 30 minutes. The temperature will drop below freezing.
Only for about 10 minutes.
Well, yes.
And then the other sun comes up.
Well, yes.
And then the first one comes back up again, and it's very, very hot.
Yes.
Then the moon comes up, and just one of the suns sets.
Uh-huh.
And then the moon sets, and it's very, very dark for a bit. Then the moon and the second sun come back up.
Yep.
And then the moon sets. Then one of the suns, and we're back to where we started.
Yes.
And I mean, that's just spring. It gets really complicated in the winter.
This planet's orbit is very strange.
I don't know what'll happen when we put the clocks back.
We'll rest up here.
Good. Archer's exhausted.
I'm fine.
I'll put down a ground sheet and break out the foil blankets.
I just meant let's sit down for a bit.
3 collapsible stools coming up. I'll get the barbecue going. Oh, should I set up the DVD player?
Carol, I really don't think we... Hold on, got a message. Let's see. Oh, thank God. Carol, there's some good news from the base.
What is it?
That request that was pending? Carl Shorten's accepted. I'm up to 9 now. Things are looking up.
Well, that's it. Carol, Brian and Archer are finally out of sight.
Yes, that's 9 hours of our lives we won't get back. Does Carol always use a rope, pitons and an ice axe to walk up a slight gradient?
What can I say? She likes gadgets. She had an app that let her control her remote control remotely.
I remember when people used to get up and change the channel themselves.
That's it, Mason. Keep looking backwards. Concentrate on the past. Forget about the future.
He's not looking good, Lillian.
No, he doesn't have much time. If I don't get him into surgery in the next 24 hours, I'm afraid that's it.
Poor Mason.
Even if they realise we're missing, nobody back on the base knows where we are. It could be weeks before we're rescued.
But how will we survive? We've got no food.
Well, no, not as such. No.
What do you mean, not as... Oh, Lillian, no.
I'm afraid so, Richard. We must talk about the last taboo.
No.
Having friends for dinner.
Lillian.
The very unhappy meal.
No, we can't.
Richard, if it means survival for two of us, we must.
Well, okay, but only as a last resort.
Of course.
How long do you think Mason will last?
What do you mean?
Well, before we,
Oh, no, I wasn't talking about... No, Mason's our chief scientist. We have to keep him alive.
Then what do you...
And I'm chief physician. No, we're essential to the base. I meant, well, no, it doesn't matter.
What did you...
No, it's just that you're, well, you know...
Oh, my God.
Non-essential. And quite fibrous.
Are you holding a meat tenderizer?
Oh, look, can we talk about this another time?
But...
Food report.
I don't know what to say.
Anyway, Brian and Carol, eh?
I'm stunned.
They certainly seemed to start moving quicker once Brian made her jettison all that climbing equipment.
She said, changing the subject.
I just wonder how they're getting on.
Cannibalism, eh? Used to be huge.
It's a message from Brian.
Oh, great guy. What's he up to these days?
Let's see. Oh, things aren't going that well by the sound of it. Perhaps Carol and Archer are trying to eat him.
Why? What does it say?
He sounds depressed. He says he's in a really dark place. That doesn't sound good. I wonder what's happened.
Ironic, isn't it, that within minutes of jettisoning all of our climbing equipment, we fall 20 feet into a pothole.
In our defence, when that second sun went down, it suddenly got very dark.
Oh, thank God. Who is it, Brian?
It's Richard. He got my message.
What did he say?
He says, even the darkest hour only has 60 minutes.
That's a good point, actually.
What's that supposed to be? Comforting?
Hang on. It's Gomez. He says, nothing is truly as strong as gentleness, for gentleness takes strength. Right.
What are you doing?
I'm writing, friends are like balloons. If you let them go, you may never see them again.
But you do know we're stuck down a hole, you did.
Carol, remember, regrets are the past refusing to stay in the past. Hazelmere's gone with, to thrive in life, you need 3 bones. A wishbone, a backbone, and
a trombone.
And a funny bone.
Funny bone.
He'll probably like this. Dance like no one's watching. Love like you'll never be hurt.
That's a lovely sentiment. I'm dancing inside because my ankle's broken.
Has everyone gone mad? We need a practical solution on how to get out of a hole.
Yes, Carol, but in the meantime, it's comforting to know that there are 27 people out there, or in my case, 11 people out there who...
What's that?
It's from Harris. Increase your popularity. It's a piece of targeted advertising.
Carol, can you shine your torch on a headband over here?
Archer, as Douglas says, there are 2 ways to spread light. Be the candle or be the mirror that reflects it.
I think we've stopped doing that.
Oh.
Only I think I might be lying on something metal.
You are? What the hell's that?
Good Lord. I know what it is. Think about it. It's
a complete
the planetary rover.
It must have fallen down this pothole. That's why it couldn't send pictures back to Earth.
We found it, Carol. We found it. But the irony might be that nobody finds us.
I know.
I sense that we won't be found. Nobody will come. And I've accepted that.
Lillian, I've fallen down a hole.
You idiot! Hang on, I'll get some of Carol's climbing stuff.
Richard?
Carol! Brian! Archer, thanks for breaking my fall.
Now my ribs hurt.
Oh, thank God! We're saved!
Yeah, all of us are. The colonists came out and found us.
Oh, Richard, I've never been so pleased to half see you very faintly.
Ready down there?
Yes, Lillian.
Here it comes. Oh. Did you get the ice pick?
Brian? Brian?
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Brian. Nice to see you up and about.
That's a nasty bruise, Brian. You should take a picture of that, send it round to everyone.
Oh, I have done. Got a unanimous thumbs up. Never felt so popular.
Mason, how are you getting on with those temporary legs?
Not too bad.
Yes, I'm growing Mason a new lower half from some of his stem cells. I've already had to put underpants on it. And I'm a doctor.
So have you managed to take a look at the rover?
Yep. It fell down a hole.
Oh, it's like watching Columbo.
But in fact, it was already having problems sending images back to Earth.
Extraordinary, isn't it? Years of planning, billions of pounds spent, and yet there are still unknown factors that even the most brilliant minds can't possibly plan for.
Yeah. In the case of the rover, they'd left the lens cap on.
What a bunch of pillocks.
That was My First Planet, starring Nicholas Lyndhurst as Brian, Vicki Pepperdine as Lillian, Tom Goodman-Hill as Mason, Phil Whelans as Archer, Letty Butler as Carol, and John Donnie as Richard. It was written by Phil Whelans, and the producer was David Tyler. The programme was a positive production for the BBC.